What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. You don't like it, you can have that seatbelt.
So you know what's crazy? I was just thinking about this yesterday. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. We've finally seen this game after the years and years and years of development. This is literally the longest development of any Nintendo Switch game. Maybe even any Nintendo game in history. This is the longest development. We finally get shown footage. We get confirmation that this is indeed a cross-gen game. It's going to be releasing at the same time on the regular Switch and also the Switch 2. Yet, this game still isn't a launch game for the Switch 2. And that kind of boggles my mind. Like, if you would have asked anyone last year when you would expect Metroid Prime 4 Beyond to come out, some people would have said, oh, maybe it's going to come out for the Switch before the Switch 2 and then have an enhanced port on the Switch 2. Or the other half would say, oh, it's going to be a cross-gen title. Well, it is a cross-gen title, but it still isn't a launch title. After all that time, we see it looks phenomenal. It plays phenomenal. It's playable. Yet, the only thing we know about it is that it's coming out in 2025. How is this game not a launch title? And not only is it not a launch title, it doesn't even have a date. We got a Donkey Kong game that's coming out a little over a month after launch. And that has a date. I mean, even the Pokemon game that just got announced has more of a solid date than Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Now, I'm not saying that I think that this game isn't going to come out until the end of the year or something crazy like that. But it is kind of crazy that this isn't even a launch game. And the fact that Donkey Kong has a release date and this doesn't tells me that this game is probably coming out quite a bit after Donkey Kong. So when's this game coming out? August? September? That's wild when you think this game was in development forever. Like, this game was in development the entire Switch's life. And it's still not a Switch 2 launch game. Like, isn't that crazy? Now, I could see if maybe, Metroid Prime and Metroid games in general don't sell as well as other first-party titles. Yes, we know this. So maybe they don't want it to be too close to Mario Kart. But come on, man. People absolutely were going to buy both. If they were day one titles, people were going to buy Metroid Prime and Mario Kart. Because without Metroid Prime being a day one title, and then also even Donkey Kong not being a day one title, as far as first party goes, the Nintendo Switch 2 does not really have a graphical showcase. Yes, Mario Kart looks good. It looks great, but that is not the game you're going to be like, oh yeah, check out the graphics in my new system. Not going to happen. So I think there's a bit of an error there. I think they should have made sure that they had a graphical showpiece from first party for the Switch 2. Now, arguably, that's going to be there for third party. So I guess that's what they are going to use as their graphics showcase, I guess, coming out the gate for the system. They're going to use third-party games like Cyberpunk and so on. But it would have been nice to have a graphical showcase for the system at launch that was a first-party game, because that stuff does matter. Like, it was a big deal when the Wii U did not have a graphical showcase of a first-party game at launch. That was definitely felt. Nintendo Land had decent graphics, but it was no graphical showcase of the system. And in New Super Mario Bros. U, graphics were, well, we all know how that game looked. But that's crazy to me. This game has been in development forever, and it's still not a launch title, and we still don't know when it's gonna come out. I'm thinking August, I guess, August or September. But that's crazy. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments section.